Ari says, how do you know when you've truly healed from a breakup or past relationship? Great question. How do you know when you've truly healed from a breakup or a past relationship? Well, when there's no longer a tug. As the healing process begins, healing happens when habits change. So in order for us to heal from relationship or to heal from a previous injury, we got to change our habits. We got to change our thinking habits. We got to change our emotional habits. We got to change our physical habits. We also got to change our eating habits. There's a lot of habits that we must change in order for there to be healing. What we also have to understand is that healing hurts in the beginning. That when you first get bruised, your ankle swells or your knee swells, and healing begins to hurt in the beginning. The issue is we begin to think that because we're hurt, we're not healing. But the fact that we're hurting is that we are in position to be healed. Because those who are hurt, those who cry out, can cry out to the doctor and say, Father, heal my broken heart. First, you have to understand, you have to measure based upon the tug, like I said, right? So you know you've truly healed from the person when you see that person that hurt you through the eyes of God. When you begin to say you have this supernatural love for them, you healed. When you have this supernatural empathy for them, you're healed. When you have this supernatural care for them, you're healed. When you have this supernatural motivation to no longer be affected by what they did to you, you are now healed. Now, the issue is most of us are not willing to cooperate with the healing process. So the issue is many people, they jump into a new relationship with a sprained heart. And that sprained heart now turns to a broken heart. Many of us hearts haven't been broken, they just have been sprained. See, a sprung ankle or a sprained ankle is different than a broken ankle. But the treatment of the ankle in the sprain stage will help you to ensure that you don't break it. The issue is many of us think that the best way to be healed from a previous relationship or to be healed from a previous whatever is to jump into something new. No, you got to rest. Me as a ball player, if I know that if I twist my ankle one Monday at men's night playing ball, I'm going to rest that ankle. I'm not just going to jump in the next day and hoop on that ankle strong because I risk a greater injury, right? So you know you healed from a person when you no longer have bad thoughts towards them, or if a bad thought creeps up demonically, you cast it down. You know you heal when you got a supernatural motivation to go forward and all the things that I said previously. The issue is we do not allow ourselves the time frame needed to heal. Now, what must we do in a time frame to heal from a past relationship or a breakup? First, you got to understand that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. Now, so in order for this to be used for your good, you got to audit your love for God. You got to audit whether or not you desire to be in the will of God and pursue the purpose of God. When you begin to position yourself to be in love with God and get to know him, and you begin to really get immersed in your purpose, then you will begin to see how God will utilize that past relationship and begin to use all those things around for your good. Next thing you just got to count your losses. The issue is the reason why it's hard for us to get over something or to get over someone is because of our previous investments in that someone. So you got to understand that God can redeem the time, that God can redeem what the cankerworm has trying to eat. And when you begin to realize that God used all scraps, right, that you'll know that let me immerse myself in the character of God, get to know him, fall in love with him, grow in love with him, and begin to position myself in my purpose. And then you will begin to see how God will then channel that pain for you to gain, right? So that is what we need to do in a time frame of a breakup, is to make sense of the hurt, to make sure we get to know God while we're hurt, and to utilize that pain to gain and count your losses. But like I said, you know you've healed from a past breakup or a past relationship is when you begin to see that person the way God sees them, right? You begin to have a heart for them. You no longer see them as an enemy. You see them as an opportunity for you to learn the next time. So what you got to do is assess, audit that relationship and say, what can I learn from this so I can earn from this? I hope that